In this video, I'm answering your questions about print on demand. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juna with Detour Shirts, the channel all about helping you design and sell t-shirts online. If that's something you like to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Well, I think I got a control over the camera for this video. Got some good light today. Hope everything works out. Today, I'm going to answer your questions for print on demand. So I made a post on Instagram recently where I asked you to ask me questions that I could answer on a video, and this is it. This is the video. I'm not going to be able to answer all the questions that were submitted, but I picked those that I think I could answer and that I think would help a lot of people. So let's get into those questions. You're going to want to stay till the end to hear all the questions and answers, and of course, another edition of Trend Credits. So let's get started. The first question is this. What do you think about Zazzle and Spreadshirt? So the best way to answer what I think about Zazzle and Spreadshirt is to look at Zazzle and Spreadshirt first. All right, so here we are on the internet on the homepage of Zazzle, and I have Spreadshirt here. Let's talk about Zazzle first to answer the question, what do I think about Zazzle and Spreadshirt? Overall, I think they're great. They're great options for print on demand. I wouldn't put them in my top 5, but I would probably put them in my top 10. And here's the reason why Zazzle doesn't work for me particularly. You can see here, when you go on their homepage, you can see kind of the products that they're pushing. So, for example, Zazzle, look on here, try and look for how many times you see a t-shirt. And that's basically what I do. I do a lot of t-shirt stuff, but you can see here, they're mostly pushing weddings, baby shower, invitations, gifts. Clothing is here, but clothing is everything. It's not like the main thing. And there's lots of different things in clothing, right? So t-shirts, sweatshirts, and all that kind of stuff. And you can see here, even on their continue thing, they have invitations and bowls and things like that. So that's really what Zazzle is kind of pushing. So just be aware of that when you're on Zazzle. That's probably what they're going to be pushing. If you're good at designing and want to design things, other products besides t-shirts, Zazzle could be a good place. But you can see business cards, hand sanitizer, tote bags. They have a ton of products. Again here, date, mark the date, invitations, right? So they have a lot more things than just t-shirts, which is fine if you want to do that again. So masks, aprons, right? Date cards, those kinds of things. So you can see here, t-shirts is not like their highest selling thing. So I don't get a lot of sales on Zazzle for t-shirts. And the next thing here is Spreadshirt. Spreadshirt, the name shirt, you think they would do a lot more shirts, and they do. You can see bestsellers, stickers. They're trying to promote that because it's new. And you can see here, t-shirts is one of their main thing is on the site too. The first thing is shirt, but they also do stickers, which they're trying to push more shirts here than Zazzle does, right? And their products are really good. I bought a Spreadshirt one before, and it prints out really well. So I think these are great. Like any other pod shop, though, you're going to have to keep adding more and more products, more and more designs to more and more products so that you can get more sales in the marketplace. It's simple as that. And I don't upload enough to these two print on demand sites because I concentrate more on the ones that are making me more money, which is Merch by Amazon, RedBubble, TeePublic, those ones. But these are great. I think some people do really well here. And of course, if they're catering to the audience that is there, they'll probably make a lot more sales. All right. So for the next question, thanks for these questions, by the way. Do you use any pre-made graphic? If yes, from where? Most of the time, I don't do any pre-made graphics. A lot of times, I would say 99% of the time, I draw my own stuff because I'm a illustrator, artist, graphic designer. That's what I did for a long time. So the few times that I have used a graphic have been for videos or trying to show other people how to use it. And there's 3 places that I've shown already on my videos, and I'll show them right here, right now. So if you watched all my videos on YouTube, and if you did, awesome, thanks a lot. But you might have seen some of these places. So here is Creative Market. I've used that for a video on how to use graphics from Creative Market. Just search in here for what you're looking for. I believe I did a Leprechaun St. Patrick's Day one. So St. Patrick's Day clip art is what you can do right here. And then I think in the video, I picked one of these things and made a t-shirt out of it. And that's what you can do. Make sure to pick the right one. It's not for personal use. It's for commercial use. The other thing is Merch Informer. If I've shown this as well, if you signed up for Merch Informer, and they're having a great sale, by the way, but you can go here, Merch Informer graphics, and get free graphics. I mean, free for the subscription, right? So as part of the whole deal, when you're subscribed, you get these. And you can see it goes all the way back. You get all of these, right? So they started this back in November 2019. And so when you sign up, you get all of these, and they add a new one each month. So in March, we're going to get a March 2021 soon, and you'll get access to those too. And lastly, Placeit. Not only do I use it for mockups, but I showed a way that you can design t-shirts on here, and you can see designs, t-shirt designs. So it took a little while to load, but you can see here lots of designs that you could use as part of signing up for Placeit. You can use these on t-shirts. I wouldn't use this exact one. I would use it as a guide to kind of create a new one, because I mean, how many people will sign up to Placeit and they can just download this and make it into a t-shirt? So try and use this as a starting point to make yours just a little different than what's shown on right here. So, but those are 3 places. This isn't an exhaustive list by any means. There's lots of different places online, but these are the 3 that I showed in videos. If you look at some of my videos and go through it. All right, time for another question. Let's see this question. Tier 10, any advice, please? So the question is about tier 10 on Merch by Amazon. That's the first tier you start off with when you're accepted to Merch by Amazon. And that's probably the hardest tier to be on, because you only have 10 uploads that you can start with. I have a Merch by Amazon 4-part series tutorial on my channel if you want to look at that for all the tips. But basically, it boils down to this. You want to upload your best designs for things that are going to sell. Because you only have 10 slots, I would suggest trying to go after trends. That seems to be the easiest way to get sales. So my suggestion would be to make your best designs for trends, and your designs have to be better than what's out there already so that people will pick yours. And price yours really low. Only do it on standard shirts. Only do it on dark shirts, $13.99, and see what happens. If it doesn't sell in 3 weeks, take it down and put something else that people want to buy. Amazon is the best place to get data. So look at BSRs, look at what's trending, look at the results, give yourself the best chance to make a sale. Don't just put up any designs and hope for a sale. Use the data so that you can have the best chance of getting a sale. All right, time for another question. This question is, Society 6 is better than RedBubble? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. So in order to give the answer for that one, let's take a look at Society 6. So here we are on the Society 6 website. This is also a print-on-demand site. There's a lot of them out there. If I were to make my top 10, I think Society 6 might make my top 10. It's pretty good, but for me, for t-shirts, it's probably not the best. You can see here, like we've shown all the rest, what they're pushing or what they're saying on their front page really tells a lot about the company. And you can see here wall art, home decor, furniture, bed and bath, tabletop, office, tech, apparel. T-shirts is buried inside of apparel and bags, right? Outdoor and lifestyle, Star Wars collection. So is it better than RedBubble? For me, it's not. RedBubble is better than Society 6, but that's for me personally. But if you do wall art or home decor or furniture or bed and bath, you probably like Society 6 better. So it all depends on your art style and what you do. But for t-shirts, I think it's probably not as good. But you can see here, if you do this kinds of stuff, if this is your art style, then maybe, yeah. You can see here, a lot of good artists here as well, patterns. And you can see the things that they're pushing are posters, mugs, tapestry, shower curtains, and t-shirts, very last. So lots of different things here. Some really cool stuff that you don't see anywhere else. I don't think I've seen an Apple Watch band printed before. That's kind of neat. They do covers as well. What is this? A yoga mat. Haven't seen that in a lot of places. So they have some really cool products, right? Acrylic tray, things like that. So I would say take a look if you want to do something other than t-shirts and want to look at put your designs on other things that normally aren't in print on demand spaces. Then yeah, give Society6 a look. It's a great place. It's free as well. So I do sell some t-shirts here, but it's not a main thing for them, and it's not a main thing for me for selling t-shirts here as well. But it's nice to have another print on demand site. So that is Society6. To answer the question again, better than RedBubble? For me, no, but for other people, maybe yes. All right, so let's keep it going. Here's another question. How do you overcome creative block? Wow, that's a great question. I've heard this one a lot. And so every artist out there, every creative, so writers as well as photographers, I'm sure will have a creative block. That means it's times where you don't know what to create. You just are drawing a blank. And this happens to all of us. And there's a couple of things that I do when I have creative block. So the first thing that I do, if I can't think of anything to draw or anything to design, I usually go to the internet. I like to go to my favorite t-shirt sites, and that would be Busted Tees, Snorg Tees. I also like to go to Shirtoid. They have a lot of different designs from other artists. I'm there to look at trends, to see, maybe spark some ideas, brainstorm. Pinterest is also a good place to do that. There's lots of designs out there, lots of ideas. So that's one way for me to get over creative block, is just to flood my brain with lots of different ideas out there. So the other thing that I do to help with creative block is if I can't think of anything to do, I actually do something else. So I do the opposite. So there's lots of other things in the print on demand business that you can do besides drawing. You can work on your uploading. You can work on looking for SEO words, keywords. You can do research on what things are trending. So I just do some of those things in the meantime until my creative juices start going again. So that's what I do when I have creative block. I do one of two things. I either go looking for more creative stuff to help my brain start thinking of creative things, or I turn it off and actually do something that's non-creative until I feel more creative again. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Those are the two things that I do that help me when I have creative block. All right, these are really fun. Hopefully these are helpful for you. Here's another question that I got. How long did it take you to make sales? I feel like dying and failing. Help, please. And this crying face. Wow. Yeah, I know in the beginning it feels like it takes a long time before you make a lot of sales. And it took me a while before I got a lot of sales on Merch by Amazon as well. You may have seen some of my other videos. It actually took me about 3 months before I got out of tier 10. And so I feel you. It takes a long time. It feels like it's forever, and you just want to go. You have lots of aspirations of being in the top tiers and making lots of money. So how long did it take me to get sales? I actually got a sale in the first 2 or 3 weeks, but that was my first sale. But I needed 10 to get out of Merch by Amazon. And so it took me almost 3 months to get those 10 to get out of Amazon. If your design doesn't sell in 3 weeks on Merch by Amazon, take it down and figure out why it didn't sell and put something else up that will have the best chance of selling. You always want to give yourself the best chance of making a sale. And that's by making it different, stand out, and have something that people are looking for and want to buy. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's do another question. Here's a question. How to organize your designs to not get lost between them. So one thing I like to do is I like to just name my designs what they are. Something that I would call them. Usually my designs have words on them, so I would type that. So let's say I did a design with that sticker back there, oh well, right there. I would title my design oh well, and that would be it. And so if there was another oh well, I would name it oh well 1, oh well 2. And so when I look for these designs, those are the only designs that are going to pop up, right? Oh well 1, oh well 2. And so on. If it's a color, I would say, oh, well, blue, oh, well, green, those kinds of things. That's kind of to help me see what the differences are. If there are no words, I kind of describe it. So if there was like you can see right here, there's a Cholula bottle, I would write that, Cholula bottle, or a mask right here. This one, I would say Luchador mask, blue. And so I would just describe what it is if there's no words on there. Dumpfire 2020, right? kawaii, that kind of thing. I just label it what I think. I know that's not probably the best way, but I just do all that. I put all of those in a folder, in my finished folder, and I can search in that folder for all the things that I've made. And it works out for me. It hasn't hurt me at all. Whenever I need to look for a design, I just type what I think it is, and I'm writing it in the way that I think. So probably not the best organized way to do it. I'm sure there's lots of you that organize it a lot different, but that's what works for me, and it's been working since 2005. So no need to change it now. All right, that was fun. So next question, what is your price strategy on merch? So my price strategy on merch is pretty simple. I try to get less than $1 for each product at first. So for example, my standard shirts right now are priced at $13.99 every time I upload them. And so when I get after a sale on my $13.99 standard shirt, I up the price to $17.99. If I get a sale there, I up it to $18.99, and it usually stays right there, which gives me above a $4.50 profit. Sometimes I mark it up to $19.99, but it's usually $18 or $19.99 is where I stand for standard shirts. And the rest of the products follow the same kind of plan. I mark it low for the first sale, bump it up to a kind of a $3.50-ish profit for the next sale, and then up to a $4.50-ish profit on the next sale, and continuing sales after that. So I try to make sure that all my products on Merch by Amazon are bringing in $4.50 or more profit, except for the pop sockets or the phone cases. Those are priced a lot lower, so I make sure that at least I get $3.50 from those, and that seems to work well for me. And that's just for me. I've heard other people make sure that they get $5 worth, or some people mark really low. But that's the strategy I'm working with right now. I try to get a sale right off the bat, and I might change it in the future, but that's what I'm doing right now. All right, so here is another question from you guys. This one says, do we need to care about fonts if they are for personal use or commercial or our shirt? Yes, you do have to worry about fonts. They should be for commercial use. If you're buying fonts off the internet, make sure you're buying those for commercial use. That's what we're doing. We're selling t-shirts online, so that's commercial use. Personal use is just for you to use and make things at home just for you and your family and maybe friends. But if you're selling something and making a profit from it, that's commercial use. So there are some free fonts for commercial use, so make sure you look for that. But overall, if you're buying fonts too, you need to look at what it is and if it's for commercial use. Do not use things for personal use for print-on-demand sites. It's pretty simple. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, so here's the last question I have today. Hopefully this video wasn't too long for you. Lots of good questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get to all of them, but here's the last one. How to find trends niches for MBA. So there's lots of different ways that you can find trends for Amazon. There's lots of different apps. So I'm not going to tell you all the different ways. I'm going to tell you the 3 ways that I use, or 3 of the ways that I use. But of course, this isn't an exhaustive list of ways to find trends on Merch by Amazon. There's lots of different apps that will tell you and give you data. I'm going to show you the 3 ways that I do it. All right, so here we're on the internet. I'm going to show you the 3 ways that I do it. So 2 of them are free, 1 isn't free. So let's do the free ones first. So basically, I've shown these on YouTube before, but here I'm going to show you the quick version. So Amazon here, just type in a niche. So let's say, since Mother's Day is coming up, Mother's Day shirts, right? So this is the big niche. So you can see over 50,000 results. That's too big. You never want to just do Happy Mother's Day on there. I mean, you could, but that's going to be hard. So you can see here, this one says Mom's Favorite, getting a low BSR. I'm going to do Mom's Favorite. And you can see it's not pulling up anything when I'm searching. So that's probably not a good sign that people are searching for it. So I want to look for things that people are searching for up here. Let's see, Mom Life. Look, that's pulling up. So that's a good indication that people are actually looking for Mom Life shirts. And look, Mom Life got me feeling like, hey, okay, that's a good one. We could look at that. Or mom life, no days off. So Amazon is actually telling you what people are searching for. So that's one way. No days off, 200 results, very low. Let's look if there are some competition here. So no days off. It doesn't really say mom's life. No days off, but getting kind of low BSR. I like to look for something under 500,000. So no, this is a no. We're not going to find it the first time, but that's kind of what you do. Just go in here, type in, start looking as you search for some of those big niches and niche down. You can do mom life. What was that? Got me feeling like hey. I'm guessing this is the bird. That's why I didn't. So hey is the chicken from Moana. You can't use that chicken. So that's why I didn't look that up. But there may be some ideas here that, you could do. Maybe it's I'm in charge here and do something like that. So that's one way to find trends. It's a long way to do it. But if you got the time and you got Amazon Quick View, which is free, by the way, you can see the BSRs. That's one way to do it. Another way that I like to do it is to use this merch research. And if you do US and t-shirt, you can do other things here. But I'm going to do just US and t-shirt. And this is just merch.com/merch-amazon-listings. This is free, by the way. You don't have to have Merch Informer to do this. And you can just hit search. And now it's just searching all the merch by Amazon shirts. You notice none of these are the other shirts. You can see all the shirts kind of look the same layout because these are merch shirts now. And you can search by featured. This is going to show you what's the most popular merch by Amazon shirt. But what I like to do is go here and look at the newest arrivals. And sometimes you can get a good idea of the newest arrivals because some people know what the trends are and are putting those as their newest arrival. And I like to look at the low BSRs here. So let's say this is one. I eat meat, but I identify as a vegan. So I'm going to type that in. Let's see if it pulls up. I eat meat. No. Oh, I eat meat shirt. But what did we see before that? I eat glitter for breakfast. That's kind of cool, right? So that's how you do it. You just kind of type it in here, get some ideas, look for low BSRs, and so on. So I didn't find any in those quick 3 minutes there, but you could keep going until you find those things. It has to show up here. It has to have low results, and it has to have low BSRs, and that's what I look for trends. Low results doesn't necessarily say it's a trend. You could have a trend that has high results, but low results are just for competition. So I want to look for low competition, something that's showing up, something that people want to look for and buy, and low BSRs means it's selling, right? So this is telling popularity, competition results, and people want to buy it. So last thing that I'm going to show you is through Merch Informer. So I've shown this before, it works really well. You go to keyword research, then keyword cloud, and do a search. And then just look down here, you look at some of these words and stuff, and you can usually find something really good here. Either this one or the trending phrases too. They're both kind of the same. So I'm going to look at trending phrases here. So you can see here all these words and stuff. So all you have to do is just click on one of these. So let's say we did Mother's Day already. Let's do one of these. Autism awareness. Let's just do that. And you're going to see all the t-shirts and gives you some ideas. So in April, we wear blue. That could be one. There's another April, we wear blue. Peace, love. I wear blue for my son. Autism mom. So then go back into Merch by Amazon after finding these and do that same thing again. Type in the search and see if these are trending, if it's pulling up. And you can use these again and again, right? So let's see. Don't do Disney. That's just pulling up. Maybe it's a girl who loves sketching and anime and ramen, loves cats, right? So look for these. You can see this shirt is selling 42 designs, but it may just be for that shirt. So that's why I go back on Amazon and see if other shirts like this are selling, then that means that's a trend. If you only see one shirt that's selling like that, that could be ads, that could be something else. That could just be somebody that really knows the audience and can drive traffic to it. If you see a whole bunch of just a girl who loves cats, maybe you see 10 of them and they all have low BSRs, then that means that's a trend that people are buying and looking for those things and buying those things, okay? So that's how I do it. These are the 3 that I use for finding trends. All right, so that's all the questions I had for this video. Thanks so much for staying all the way to the end, and hopefully all these questions were helpful for you. I had fun answering them. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video, if you want me to answer more of your questions. I'm sure there's lots more questions out there. I just wanted a way so that I could give back and answer as many questions as I could in one video. I know a lot of times my videos kind of one-centric, just answering one thing. So I wanted a video where I can answer multiple things, and especially from all of you who have been supporting me this long time. I did it on Instagram. I might do it again on some other platform, but Instagram has been just really good for me in the past few years. And I know a lot of you have come in from Instagram, got a huge following there and a huge following on YouTube because of it, I'm sure. So thanks so much for your questions and for your support. And your reward for this video for staying till the end is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for staying to the end for the trend credits. Here is your trend. Dear Math, grow up and solve your own problems. So you can see here, first of all, just like I said in the video, when you type in here, you can see it is auto-completing. There's both women's t-shirt and just the one that I'm showing you right here. In fact, let's click on that. So you can see it's the same one. Next, results. 500 results, which isn't the greatest, but it's pretty good. It's under 1,000. I like to have something above 200 and around 200 to 500. This is just a little over than I'd like, but it's still good. And then looking at BSRs, you can see some of them are really low, sub 500,000. So there it is. There it is again. There's some other ones. So, and some higher ones. So the reason I think these are trending right now is because it's recently been Pi Day. So you can see Pi right here, 3.14, right? Math. You can see here on Merch Informer, it's getting an A. Lots of people selling these. You can see 51 sales on that one and so on. So math humor, math puns, those kinds of things are going to do really well right now. And if you don't have Merch Informer, I have a link in the description for Merch Informer. They're having a big sale right now. So probably one of the bigger ones of the year. So if you don't have it, now is the time to get it. Again, here's your trend. Dear Math, grow up and solve your own problems. A lot of text on this one, but I would suggest adding a little bit of graphics. You can see how these have some graphics and not just text. And they do pretty well. So that is your trend for today. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you like this video and it gave you some value, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I have one right here in the bottom right corner. You can do that right now if you want to. Thanks so much for watching again. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.